Up with KREM begins now.
That I'm here for them, that I feel them, that I understand them. You know, there's a lot of pain and hurt, you know, that has been caused from these guys.
Right now on Up with KREM, Jake Dickert is the new interim head football coach at WSU as Nick Rolovich was fired. What his main focuses are going into the new position.
And dozens of former Washington State troopers protested in Olympia over being let go due to the state vaccine mandate. What Washington State Patrol is now doing to make up for their loss.
And we've got clouds building in early on this morning ahead of a round of showers that moves through today. We're heading into a much wetter weather pattern.
Good morning. Thanks so much for being up with us here on Up with KREM. I'm Tim Pham.
And I'm Channing Curtis. Now we want to get right to some breaking news that we have been tracking this morning. This is a live look at West Central neighborhood.
Yeah, our crew spoke with police not long ago and they say they received shots fired call earlier this morning. And then when they arrived, they found a body in the middle of the road on Boone.
Now, we did ask if they're actively looking for a suspect at this time, and police told us that they are just in the initial stages of the investigation right now. However, they do have more officers on their way to the scene to help out with the investigation. Now, police were blocking off parts of the area at Boone and Walnut earlier, and it looks like they were allowing a few cars through, but they still do have part of the road there blocked off. So if you are headed that way this morning, traveling to work or even to school, you might want to find an alternate route. Of course, we'll continue to keep you updated with this situation all morning long here on Up with KREM. Now this morning, we're also following a missing child case in Central Washington.
An Amber Alert is issued for a missing child and mother in Yakima. Take a look. Police looking for 3-month-old Alzario Beza and his mother Yesenia Mesta. Police believe they could be in a gray 2002 Honda Civic with the license plate number CAL0420. That number there on your screen.
Now, they are believed to be in the car with the child's father, Renee Beza. According to 911 calls, Beza refused to stop the vehicle and let the mother and child out. Beza has an outstanding warrant for a felony level assault against Mesta. Anyone with information should contact 911 right away or the Yakima police. All right, here is a live look outside this morning as the sun is just starting to peek out a little bit. But don't get too used to seeing the sun today because it's definitely a day for the umbrellas because rain is heading back in our forecast.
Ooh, and if you take a look outside, you see them? Leaves flying everywhere right now as wind starts to pick up. So unfortunately, a lot of those leaves we talked about the past couple days are going to play out exactly how we thought it would. 52 degrees right now with wind picking up out of the south. We're up to 13 miles per hour. And as we head through the day, it's expected that we are going to see those gusts remain pretty strong. Right now we have air quality sitting at moderate. It likely trends closer to good here in our next update, but that's from some wildfire smoke down to our south blowing in along with this wind. Temperatures sit on the warm side this morning. Mid 40s in Coeur d'Alene and Sandpoint, 52 in Spokane, and upper 40s in both Wenatchee and Moses Lake. When it comes to the wind, it's basically here. We're going to see those gusts up near 20 miles per hour throughout the day. At times, they could near 25 miles per hour, and that will be with the arrival of some of the moisture. The storm itself, not overly organized, but it is blowing in, and along with it comes that moisture. It's already starting to fall apart, but you can see some of those showers kind of holding together as it nears. We will see those move in here in the next couple of hours, and then kind of stick around and eventually move out later on this afternoon, opening the doors for clearer skies and warmer temperatures tomorrow. So this is a quick shot, but look what waits in the works as we get into late Thursday. You can see those leaves falling all around me. I'm telling you, they are blowing in the wind. We've got some scattered showers moving through today. Those clear out this afternoon, up near 58. Tomorrow, warmer and sunnier across the region.
Well, Nick Rolovich is no longer WSU's head football coach after being denied an exemption to the Washington State vaccine mandate.
While Rolovich maintained his silence, the new interim coach, Jake Dickert, got right to work. The Cougs were on the field early Tuesday morning for practice, and Dickert emphasized he cares about the players and supporting them through this process.
For him, getting fans back into the stadium for the players was enough to get vaccinated.
You know, that was a long time ago. And I believe I was at the forefront of wanting to get a vaccination. That was my personal choice. And at the time, it was a rallying cry, you know, to try to get all of our fans, because we didn't know if there was going to be fans in the stadium. So I was trying to be supportive and use my voice and my outreach because I knew I was trying to do something for the players. They deserve to have people in the cheers and these roars that we've heard the last couple of Saturdays.
Now, Dickert says he is committed to filling the 4 vacant assistant coaching positions before the BYU game on Saturday. But his main priority right now is to ensure the athletes feel supported through the changes within the coaching staff.
That I'm here for them, that I feel them, that I understand them. There's a lot of pain and hurt, that has been caused from these guys. And, I want them to know that, we're here all the time. We're in it with them.
While he is just the interim head coach for now, this certainly is the tryout of a lifetime for Dickert. Now, if you would like more information about Rolovich being fired and the new interim head coach, Jake Dickert, just text the word Rolo to the number 509-448-2000 and we'll send it right to your phone.
Now, of course, we definitely want to hear from you this morning. Yesterday, so many people had comments about Coach Rolovich being fired. And so this morning, we want to hear from you again. We have our question of the morning. Who do you want to see be the new permanent head coach of WSU's football program? You can text us at 509-448-2000. And of course, we'll be keeping up with your comments all morning long.
Dozens of former state troopers protested in Olympia on Tuesday after they were fired for not meeting the state's vaccine mandate. 67 troopers who did not get the COVID shot were let go. So supporters placed hats and shoes at the Capitol to signify each trooper that was fired.
It's like going to the Washington Memorial after we lose one. Because we've lost so many. Sorry.
The fired troopers account for about 6% of the workforce. Former WSP detective Jordan is one of the troopers fired for not getting the vaccine. He says he's concerned for what's next for him and his family.
My biggest fear is not my job or my livelihood, but putting food on my kids' table at this point.
A spokesperson says the agency is working on finding new recruits to make up for the losses. WSP says this won't affect service to the public.
In the meantime, over the last 2 weeks, Providence Healthcare has seen an increase in vaccinated workers.
The agency reporting 97% of its staff complied with the vaccine mandate. The remaining 3% of healthcare workers who did not submit proof of vaccination or ask for an exemption were placed on leave. Providence leaders say they are working with these people to help them come into compliance.
Over the weekend, a team of doctors and nurses from the Department of Defense arrived at Providence to help with the growing number of COVID-19 patients. Providence requested federal assistance through the Department of Health, and they say they'll have more information next week once the team is actively working in the hospitals.
Meanwhile, in Idaho, Kootenai Health reporting a record number of ICU patients. Hospital leaders say 49 patients are requiring critical care. The previous highest amount of ICU patients was 34.
The hospital currently has 123 COVID patients. Idaho's fully vaccinated rate of those 12 and up is 54%. The national average is 57%. It's time now for your morning rush. More news in less time.
The general election is just 2 weeks away. Early voting now underway in Kootenai County. You can vote now at the Elections Department. Early voting goes through October 29th. Voting hours are from 8 to 5. Then on Election Day, November 2nd, the polls will open from 8 in the morning until 8 o'clock at night.
Idaho Health and Welfare says 40% of breakthrough COVID-19 infections are in people who have pre-existing conditions. Now, a breakthrough case is someone who is vaccinated against COVID-19 but still contracts the virus. Idaho State epidemiologist Christine Hahn says pre-existing conditions are a key factor in becoming a breakthrough case, but age is an even more significant one.
That said, it's all based on what data you have and what data you can collect. It could be that someone severely immune compromised is at just as high a risk as someone who's 85, let's say. But the strongest data is certainly age-based.
The department attributes this to the older and sicker demographics that are more likely to become breakthrough cases.
More students are heading down to Moscow, marking a 5-year high for enrollment at the University of Idaho. More than 11,000 students are enrolled this semester, which is almost 5% increase from fall of 2020. U of I says affordability is bringing in more out-of-state students, which is boosting diversity on campus. The university wasn't able to completely escape the impacts of the pandemic. with freshman retention down to about 2%. And that's your Morning Rush. More news in less time. Let us know what's happening in your neighborhood by using the hashtag #UpWithKREM on social media.
Moral objection, religious objection, or a medical issue comes up, they do investigate.
As the Washington state vaccine mandate takes effect, can people who were fired for not getting the vaccine file for unemployment benefits? We hear from an employment attorney if they can.